Spike, good morning. How are you, sir?
Good morning. I'm all right.
It's good to have you on the show. We are all big Seinfeld fans and Letterman fans, and it's good to talk to you. Spike's got it now. Explain this to me, Spike. Spike's got a show called Spike's Car Radio, which is now on YouTube. Where was it before? Were you just putting it out on your own? Because Galvin said he's seen it before.
Yeah, it was an audio podcast. And then people really wanted to see the cars, not surprisingly. So we threw up some cameras and we put the show on YouTube, and we're like a contact point for Southern California car culture.
Which among you TV guys is evidently a big thing. I mean, look, at what point do you, in your successful life, where you're like, okay, I got to start collecting cars now? That's what everybody does.
That's what everybody does. No, we just like cars like you. I mean, I think, and I've asked guys about this. Why is Letterman? Why is Seinfeld? Why Leno? And I've asked them all, and why do you guys so obsessed with cars? And I think comedians are fun experts and cars are fun. And I've also noticed, we work a lot, like you work a lot, and everybody works a lot. And this is like a nice way of kind of blowing off steam without putting your marriage in trouble.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I am not a car guy. I don't mean that in I'm not against it. My best friend owns a boutique car dealership where he sells like Ferraris and classic cars and all sorts of things, Lamborghinis to rich people, to athletes and stuff. And I have been obsessed. I bought a Hummer H2, had it for a couple of years.
Oh, sure.
And then got rid of it when I had a kid because it was too expensive with the gas. But then bought another one and put my life into it. Replaced the transmission, the engine, the whole deal. And that was my favorite car. But even after a while, I got sick of driving it. And I felt like I looked stupid in it. And I just had to move on. And now I don't have that manly thing. I mean, I'd love to have a Lamborghini or a Ferrari, but also I'm a fat guy, so it doesn't seem like it's a perfect fit for me.
You're a car guy.
I did have a Porsche.
Testified to the fact that you are a car guy, that the love and the work that you put into that vehicle.
Yes.
And then you're like, and then you grew bored with it, and you said, now it's time to move on. That's all any of us are doing at any price point.
That's true.
Look, I'm not a fan of Lamborghinis. I don't like the Lamborghini guys. They cause a lot of trouble out here.
Yeah.
But we're a tribe of drivers. We're not golfers. We get in our cars on the weekend and we drive. We're lucky in Southern California here to have canyon roads and mountain roads. And then we go have coffee with our friends and talk about our stupid car habit. And that's, kind of feels like a day to us. And that's what our show is about. It's about reviewing those vehicles you can do for those rides, helping people find cars if you're just starting a family and you don't have a lot of money. What can I drive under $5,000 that's fun and feels like a sports car? And, people seem to want to listen to us. So, the show's me and Jerry Seinfeld and Matt Farah from Road and Track and Johnny Lieberman from Motor Trend and this goofball personal injury lawyer, Paul Zuckerman, who sues all of us and everyone in the car world.
Now, is Jerry one of your best friends, or do you guys just have this in common?
Well, we started as car guys. If you work for someone who likes cars, you very quickly find each other.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what it was like for me at Letterman, at Seinfeld, even writing for Jay early on. We found ourselves talking about cars and liking it. So, through, I think, the car hobby after the show, Seinfeld, Jerry and I became friends through driving. And when he comes out, we take a drive, we go out to the Malibu Country Mart, have a cup of coffee and chat, and then sometimes go back, smoke a cigar, and podcast. And it's really great. It's really one of my favorite parts of my week.
I find that guys who have a lot of cars, there's a wrestler named John Cena. I don't know if you're familiar with wrestling.
I know John. I know who he is. Sure.
John lives here in the area, and anytime I'm driving and I see a Ferrari or a Lamborghini at Starbucks, I know that's John. But the truth is,
he had a GT.
Yeah, he's had a bunch of great cars, but the truth is that he will mostly drive an old Jeep Beater that he has. That's what I see him in the most. Car guys always have that one car that they just love to drive more than anything else, even if it's not an expensive car. What is your car?
The one that I'm in the most is the new Ford Bronco.
Yeah,
Limited Heritage Edition in Robin's Egg Blue. That car I drive, it's an SUV, but I drive that more than anything right now, and I love it. And then the other cars I drive, they're special drives. Like this morning, I'm going to drive a 2018 Porsche GT2 RS, and I'm going to take that out and play a little tennis, and hopefully not have a heart attack. And that's going to be a good morning.
Spike, I was watching one of the shows, and did Jerry give you a car that you gave back to him for some reason that you didn't want it anymore? It was a Mercedes or something.
That's right. Yeah. Jerry had done a Mercedes commercial back in early 2000s. They had given him some customized E-Class Mercedes that was updated by Rentec, which I think is down there in Florida, and it wasn't exactly legal. He had it for a little while. He said, "Why don't you buy it?" I bought it. The car got shipped out to California. I opened the door, and then on the sill it just said Jerry Seinfeld in blue. And I went, I can't drive this. I felt like I was buying Scottie Pippen's car or Michael Jordan's car, like an NBA player. And I said, "Come take it back." But my guys had removed this special inspection sticker on the window that kept it in the country, and they scraped it off with a scraper, and they said when Jerry got the car back, it was seized by the DMV somehow and had to be shipped out of the country. And luckily, right before they were going to crush it, Mercedes jumped in and grabbed it, and now it's in the Mercedes Classic Museum. But he still has not forgiven me for this.
We're talking to Spike Feresten. Spike's got a show called Spike's Car Radio, which is now available on YouTube. And is it true that this kind of concept started out by somebody invading your privacy?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. We were sitting out at this Malibu kitchen on a Saturday having a chat after a nice drive. We were able to park our cars and then sit right in front of the cars on this porch. And I noticed there was a guy with a laptop writing and looking at us and listening. And I said, "That's weird, but that's just my paranoia and imagination." But a few days later in the Malibu Times, what we had said was in the paper.
That is such an invasion of privacy that they just eavesdropped on your conversation and then just printed the whole thing, but gave you an inspiration to do the podcast.
The whole thing, it was pieces of it, and it wasn't terrible. It was just like the charm of this Malibu kitchen porch where Jerry and Spike are chatting about blah blah blah, whatever we were talking about. So what? But the people at my table were a little upset. Mr. Seinfeld was a little upset, and I said, if people really want to hear what we're talking about, we could always do one of these stupid podcasts. And I think, from what I hear, you just need microphones and a tape recorder. And we laughed at the idea and said, let's try it. And that was where the show was born, and we got together and we sat on the same porch for the very first show and set up the recorder and started talking for 50 minutes. And there you go. There was a show. Episode 1.
Listen to this son of a bitch. All he thinks he needs is microphones and tape recorders to do a successful show. I'm kidding. Spike, I think that you're very funny. I see your name pop up in the credits all the time. I watch Seinfeld every night before I go to bed. And I will definitely check this out. It's called Spike's Car Radio. It's available on YouTube. Jerry Seinfeld is on it. They have a bunch of guests on it. And Spike is a very funny guy. It's a pleasure to talk to you, my man.
Yeah, very nice to meet you guys. Yeah. Hello to Tampa. I love you guys.
Good luck with the show. Thank you. Take it easy.